Alright. In this video, we are going to talk about why cleft lip or cleft palate occurs. So with cleft lip, this is where we have the incomplete fusion of the oral cavity that results in an opening of the upper lip that extends through the nose. The way we treat this cleft lip is through surgery. The name of the surgery is the chyloplasty. It took around 2 to 3 months before the baby will undergo the surgery, and the complications for the cleft lip includes ear infection, possible hearing loss, as well as dental issues. And when we say cleft palate is also an incomplete fusion of the palatine that results the opening and it connects to the mouth up to the nasal cavity. So in terms of repair, we will do this later for approximately 6 to 8 months. The complication for the cleft palate associated with the cleft lip, such as hearing loss and dental issues. So as you can see here in this image, this is the umbilical phase approximately. Fifth week, not less than not the best image, but it's a pretty accurate representation. The things that you need to know is you have the frontal nasal prominence, the front and the nose, you have the maxillary process, and here in the same sense because it is the upper part of the jaw, so the maxillary upper part of the jaw, and the mandibular flower is the mandibular process, and we have the nasal pit, and it is just an invagination of the nasal plate code, which is the ectoderm that occurs around fifth week. This is the important step here because this invagination, the nasal plate code forming the nasal pit in the fifth week, gives you the medial nasal prominence. Here's the white lateral nasal provenance, which are also in the blacks, and this is seen on one side, on the other side now. As you can see here, they fuse here. So the fused medial nasal provinces grow downward to give the rise to the intermaxillary segment, and it's called the intramaxillary segment because it's between the maxillary process and the mandibular process. So we have just to push the medial and nasal prominences together to form this one continuous structure, and the intermaxillary segment will go on to form the philtrum on the upper lip and the medial part of the maxillary bone and also the tip, and that makes sense. As you can see, the structure here is the midline and this is essentially the philtrum of the nose, and this will continue the upper tip and the medial part of the maxillary bone, so that forms the lateral part of the maxillary bone. Well, it's probably whatever was lateral to these medial nasal processes, and that's going to be the maxillary prominences. So we have discussed the pathology and physiology of the cleft lip and cleft palate. So let's proceed to this image. As you can see here, there is the primary palate in this triangular shape and is formed by the intermaxillary segment, and we have discussed earlier how the intermaxillary segment over here is formed by the fusion of the medial nasal processes that was driven by the growth and movement of the maxillary process towards the midline. Your secondary palate is it, but essentially just behind the primary palate formed by the shelf-like outgrowths from the maxillary prominences or processes. The inner maxillary segment form the medial prominence is the process but not correctly fusing with the two shelf-like outgrowth of the maxillary process or the two shelf-like outgrowth of the maxillary process. The palatine shelves did not fuse with each other can cause the pathology of the cleft lip. Cleft lip and cleft palate can be treated, so don't lose hope. Fight for your dream.